How healing happening in our body-mind system? It's a pure mystery. It's definitely mercy of existence, and it works in very mysterious ways. It is like a slowly moving peace awareness in us, which slowly through entire of our life correcting things in us. And sometimes existence have to give us horrible suffering in order for us to look into this direction, because there is no other solution. Sometimes we are not willing to maintain our temples inside. We are not willing to do right things in life. We're just using everything without balance, abusing basically ourselves. But that internal body-mind system and heart have limitation to that abuse. There may be time it will simply, we ourselves will cause so much suffering inside, those dark stains, that we won't be able to handle it. And when we awaken at right time and moment, and we simply ask for that help in our hearts, that process may be initiated, may keep going. Like I asked for it more than 20 years ago. I simply could not bear my suffering inside. I could not know what to do with it, which direction to go. Simply hopeless state, mind like destroyed, state zero. And when this is the case, you may ask for that help. You will be like forced to do it, for that repair, to press that button, reset button. And from that point on, that slowly moving spark will be working in you. And on that journey, in a way, you will try perhaps many different things and ways to just understand this little deeper what's happening, why you have depression, why you have mental illness, why you have anxiety, why world is not friendly. When that agent, that spark will be in you, you will be already aware of those things. We're usually doing those things and abusing those things. We're doing those things without measures, without balance, because we are not aware. There is no awareness in us. God didn't give us that element which can see those things. Once God awakened this in us, God, Allah, existence awakened this in us, we start be aware of our dysfunctions. We start be aware of those complexities of the mind, and we start observing them. And we start, at some point of time, we understand we need spiritual sources, spiritual ways, like Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, where people meditate and pray. When they basically they learn how to observe inside, how to be still, how to feel yourself inside. And with this, there can happen healing, because healing is a process of observation, like piercing those dark clouds. You're basically directing, light is directed, actually not you, light is directed on those dark stains, dark thoughts, that your dark state of mind have to be lightened up, those dark corners of the mind. Because when mind is dark, negative, there is no good living. You're living basically in hostile environment, hostile life, and the experiences which are given to you are hostile, like you are possessed by Satan, devil, by some entities inside. And when you pray, meditate regularly, let's say I take example of Islam, where it's 5 prayers a day, you looking every time on every prayer, you keep directing that awareness inside, and you feel what's happening inside of your body, inside of your mind. You're observing those thoughts, passing thoughts, till moment when you understand how to meditate. Prayer will lead to meditation. Prayer will lead to something like you will be able to see it and just relax and observe and allow that slowly moving awareness to penetrate those elements in your mind, which causing basically dysfunction, which causing unhappiness, causing lack of energy, causing future illnesses, causing many different things which are simply unpleasant. I can see it since a while, about 1 year, that things started changing in me quite rapidly. I practiced different religions I started more than 10 years ago. Different religions, different philosophies. Like I started from Buddhism, later on Christianity, later on Hare Krishna, and finally Islam. I stayed with Islam. But in every one of those I seen like the same source, the same God, the same spark in us, the same element which is able to heal us, is able to correct things from the mind. So let's, for example, we may have mental illness inside, which is quite severe because this is like accumulation of negative impressions. Those dark clouds and entities inside are quite dense, and it takes a while before it will be removed. It takes persistence, stubbornness, horrendous hardship to pierce it, but this is not really our job. You have to put effort in this, of course. You have to keep standing up, keep walking every day, keep putting yourself up, and keep believing everything will gonna change with that. But this is not so quick process, usually not. It takes usually years before that inner spark will repair that. It is like slowly moving agent piece in you, awareness, which slowly like rubber removing those incorrect elements, distortions in the mind. And more it's removing it, better you feel. You start see that certain things start function well. You start be happy, you start be joyful. There was time in my life, actually more than 20 years of my life, I lost completely happiness. I was not able to smile. I was in constant torment inside, constant deprivation, constant lack of feelings, pain of different kinds. Like I could experience pain many times more. Simply my spiritual world was deprived. My inside world, my heart, was like rejected from the heart due to actions, due to lack of intelligence in youth, and maybe beyond that life as well, because we got big accumulations of those things before we like wake up. That way people behaving in weird strange way, they are able to attack you for no reason really sometimes. It just simply trigger something in them and they blowing up. But that healing is definitely from God. And how this manifesting? Let's say I will tell you about 2 last days. There was day, and this happening every some while this way. You suddenly feel very unwell, quite often very angry inside, and you see like something moving in you, something struggling inside of you, something want to scream, something want to be aggressive, basically angry entity. This is all what we did in the past. We touch some things, or we take parts and actions in some things, and we just recorded this in the mind, and this stay there like splinter, and every some while it's coming back to the surface. So what existence does with it, it's like provoking it to coming to the surface, and it can be dismantled if you have enough space inside, if you have enough awareness, if you pray, meditate regularly, then it can be pierced and dismantled. Then suddenly you may be able to, let's say, go to meditation, pray, and just observe and feel it deeply. And when there is enough space in you, there is chance those will be uprooted. And in some rare situation, there is as well given experience of life. Life gave you existence, Allah, God gave you experience, which potentially trigger those things. Someone will be angry at you, someone will shout, scream at you, but existence will hide this from you. You don't feel this anything. In this process, in a way, that energy is like chucked on you and destroying that negative energy in you. You basically see the same thing what you did, but you are ready for that. That's work, definitely work of existence, not ours. We cannot create those experiences. This created for us. You may approach somebody and say to somebody, listen, you're doing this wrong, this is not right what you're doing, and that somebody go into rage. But because there is God, there is the spark from God in you, that peace, you are able to stand that, you are able to handle that with peace. That's how existence does with us. When we collect those things that will be inevitable, we will meet on our ways the same kind of things. We'll have to face them at some point of time when we will be ready. That's why meditation and prayer is necessary in order to heal, because there is many things in our consciousness which require attention, and they will be earlier or later brought back to surface. If you meditate and pray, this is like sign contract with existence, that you will be doing this, maintaining this, you will want to go into right direction. So existence will slowly pacify and heal those things in you. So you will feel better, basically. You will be more functional human being. You will be happy after that. You will feel joy inside. Only existence can remove those things. There is no other way. That was made by you, by your ignorance, but corrected can be only by existence. And what you can only do to regularly pray and meditate, to develop that thick skin and awareness, to be able to just observe and feel those things. But major things are simply done by existence. That's how this healing process happening. It's happening to us. Those who don't practice those things, existence like not very much is on their side, and quite often because they have this ignorance, this lack of awareness, they still keep doing those things, because there is no way to repair those things. There is no way to, because they're not looking after that inner temple. So it is a requirement. That why in Islam is said what God requires from you is instant connection, because you enlarging that space inside, and you teach yourself how to be inside, how to observe, how to feel yourself, how to sit to prayer, to meditation, and be with what appearing in you. That's indeed complicated process, very complicated process, which can only be recognized when you join to that journey of life and start observing, reading that book, eternal book, which is you, and practicing those things. And basically those all practices teach you how to observe, how to be, how to feel yourself inside. That's all about. And finally you can understood what you lost and what is important. That, let's say, you look into the skies, you see bright sky, moon, that's all is stillness. If you can look at this from the perspective of stillness, you see beauty of this. But because we got so active mind, we quite often don't see beauty of that. Or you sit here and there is rain outside, that rain tapping into this window, you feel that peace. This is also part of existence. When we don't feel those things, when we cannot pay attention to those things, That means act our mind covering that beauty, sacred beauty, that stillness, or that watch, that clock ticking slowly on the wall, and that peace flowing from that. There are so many things which can be observed this way, and behind of it there is existence, there is Allah, there is God. Salam alaikum.